slowly.
Hey guys, Asians here, and I'm bringing you another commentary. If you haven't noticed yet, I am playing some Call of Duty Classic that I got from the PlayStation Store a while back ago, and this commentary I'm just going to talk about classic games and how I got started in gaming. Not really first-person shooters, just gaming in general. I know that on my other channel I did talk about how I got started a little bit during one of my commentaries about me, but I think that I should kind of talk about it a little more, go into more detail. And yeah, but before we get started, like I said, I am playing CoD Classic. I am playing Team Deathmatch. I can't remember what the map was. It was at the start and I didn't really pay attention to see what it was, but I do go 17 and something. It's over 2 KD, so I actually do pretty decent. And this game is kind of hard. It's not really hard, it's just the recoil on the guns are really bad. And yeah, but later in the game, if I can catch myself at that point, I do get like a triple feed with 2 headshots, I think. But moving away from that, how I started gaming. I mean, when I was about, I'm gonna say 5 or maybe 4, I really can't remember what age I was. I lived in Germany because my dad was stationed there, and one day he decided to get our family a Nintendo 64, and that was officially the first gaming system I had, I think. No, actually, before that I had the Game Boy Color. Like, not the original Game Boy, the gray brick one, but the color. I think I had like a turquoise blue one, but I got that first. But I'm going to talk about Nintendo 64. But when my dad bought it, it wasn't really a gift. Well, it was a gift from him, but it wasn't like a Christmas gift or a birthday present. He just bought it just because, I don't know, maybe he felt generous or something. But right when we got that game, we got Star Fox 64, and I could remember, and it was pretty fun. I still remember this. I remember just sitting down some days and playing Star Fox 64 with my dad, and that was probably one of the best gaming experiences I had. It was really fun, and we both enjoyed it, and it was just a really fun game. But take it back then, I was only like 5, so I wasn't the best. I would just like click random buttons and stuff like that, but I still had fun. Then later on, while I was still in Germany and we still have Nintendo 64, I did buy Mario, I think it's Super Mario, I forgot what it's called. It's like Mario 64, Super Mario 64, whatever it's called. And that is a classic game. That is a really fun game, really classic. And all these games I'm going to mention, I still have them, and I do still have my Nintendo 64. It's in a box, but I know where the box is. But like, one of the controllers is broke and only one works, and it's just really old and really worn down. But the first shooter game that I ever got, I think it was still in Germany, so I was 5. We got like a lot of games, like probably once a week we got a new game, but I only have maybe like 15 games for that system. But the first shooter game I got, it was basically an accident. I think my mom and my dad were like looking for games and stuff, and actually my mom, I think she picked out a game. It was rated T, and my parents were pretty strict about the ratings and what age I should play. I started playing Call of Duty when I was around like 13, and I was able to play like games like Grand Theft Auto when I was like 14, 15, something like that. But when my mom got this game, she already bought it, and it was too late to return it. My dad said, okay, you could keep it, I guess, but it was, if you guys ever played this game, it was Jet Force Gemini. It's like a game where you run around shooting ants, and that game was pretty fun. Like, I have, on my computer, I have an emulator for Nintendo 64, and I still play that game. I play like that game, I play Super Mario and stuff like that when I get bored. But those are some of the games I got. Of course, I got like classic games like, what was it? Crash Bandicoot. I don't think that was on Nintendo. That was on PlayStation, the original PlayStation. But I got, what's that game called? Banjo-Kazooie. I remember playing that game. That game was really fun. But I got all those games, stuff like that. And after Nintendo 64, My next system was the GameCube, and I got the obvious games like Super Smash Brothers, all those games. I was a big Nintendo freak back then. And speaking of Nintendo freak, I had like all the portable handhelds you could think of. I had like the Game Boy Advance. I already said this. I had the Game Boy Color. Had all the generations up until the DS. I think first generation. Then I sold all that stuff. I don't have a handheld right now besides my iPod Touch, and I don't really consider that a handheld. But I don't really have a handheld anymore. The next handheld I'm thinking about getting is the PSP2. I forgot what it was called. Someone told me. I honestly can't remember. No one has really talked about it recently, but I think I'm gonna interrupt that comment right there, and I think I'm getting close to the part where I get a double headshot. It's right here. Get one headshot, get two, into the triple headshot right there. Triple headshot with Asians. That's me, and I did that with a PPSH or whatever it's called. Oh, another headshot. But moving away from that, going back to the old games subject, I think everyone has played this game. I know I sound like a nerd saying this. I stopped a long time ago. I think it was like 5th grade I stopped, and I did play Pokemon. Oh my gosh, that was, I don't know, I was really obsessed with that game for a while. I think it has something to do with Asian people. No offense, guys, but I don't know. I was just obsessed with that game, and I got like all that stuff. Now I sold all that stuff. I don't really, like I said, I don't play handhelds, and I don't play those type of games anymore. But right after the GameCube, I got the PlayStation 2, and my first like legit first-person shooter on that game was I think it was Star Wars Battlefront 2. And I didn't have online. I didn't get online. My first online system was technically the Wii, but I'm going to say the actual first online system I had was the PS3. But for PlayStation 2, that was my first-person shooter game, and on the PlayStation 2, that's when I got into sports games like FIFA, which is soccer, if you don't know that. I still enjoy those games very much. I sold my copy of FIFA on the PS3 a long time ago, but I play NCAA, Madden sometimes. Those games are enjoyable sometimes. But like I said, Battlefront 2 is the first-person shooter I've ever played, that I owned, basically. And, well, the first-person shooter I ever played was Halo on the Xbox at my friend's house. I'd always go over to my friend. He lived up the street, and I would go over to his house a lot and play Xbox, original Xbox, but that was a while ago. But my all-time favorite game, honestly, was Kingdom Hearts, just the series, just Kingdom Hearts. Like, that series, honestly, was probably the best, like, role-playing game I've ever played. I played, Final Fantasy. Those were pretty fun. It's just, I think, at the time when I was a kid, I kind of liked that Disney aspect of it, and it just made it a great experience for me. I beat both of those games fully, and I played them non-stop when I had my PlayStation, but I did sell all of my gaming systems and all that stuff just to get the PS3, so what I'm stuck with right now is a PlayStation 3 and a Wii. But moving to the newer generations, I did get a Wii, and that story is like a whole different story. The hunt to find a Nintendo Wii. Oh my gosh. I mean, I'll probably talk about that in another commentary. It was so awful just trying to find one. Like, I don't know if you guys know, but the hype of the Nintendo Wii right when it came out was so high. Like, you'd have to wait in lines, and I remember this one time, we waited in line, and we were the 11th person in line, and they had 10 systems, so we were one place behind to get the system, and me and my dad were so devastated. But that's a whole different commentary. I'll probably talk about that later. But for the Wii, I did get classic Mario games. Mario games are still like the best classic games to play. But I did get Mario games. I did get all the Nintendo games, and I played that for a while. But I did get the PS3, I think maybe not too long after I got the Wii. But my dad wanted a Blu-ray player, and he decided, he was like, hey, we should just get PS3 because 2-in-1, Blu-ray and gaming system. So I got that, and my first game for that was Call of Duty 4, and that game was really fun. I still play it, and yeah, that's about it. After that, I moved on to the Call of Duty series, which I do play now, and I play games like Little Big Planet, of course, and some of those other classic. Not really, Little Big Planet isn't classic, but I do play a classic series on the PlayStation, which is the Sly Collection. But that's about it, guys. That's my story and my history of gaming, and I hope you enjoyed. See you tomorrow. Bye.